Yay, welcome back. Happy Friday. Still adjusting my camera there. As you know, it's Friday Night Live, and I'm super happy that you're here with me. I've got a different look. Well, I just decided to be a little bit cozy this evening. So the topic tonight has to do with holiday stress. Are you feeling it? I certainly know that people around me are feeling it, and I have to resist the temptation to slip into that world of holiday stress. And it can be done. You can slide into it, but you can also slide away from it. And so this is my first step, is just getting cozy. Actually, I'm going to be going out in the cold this evening, and so this is my warm, cozy first couple of layers. And I decided, let's shake it up a bit. I'm going to do things just a little bit different because it's more fun that way. And so that's my first step, okay? So we can find ourselves walking on a path that maybe doesn't feel so comfortable. Maybe you're involved in the holiday shopping sprees that are going on, and there are a lot of people feeling pretty stressed and maybe are not driving in the safest manner and are perhaps pushing their carts ahead of yours, or anything like that where you're experiencing tension in the community, because it's there. And also, there's a lot of happiness that's going on and joy that's happening. And so I want to remind you to look for that. Look for that joy that's happening, because the more you seek what an anticipated result or just anything that you want more of, the more you look for that, the more you find more of what you want, and the more you create more of what you want, because you get into the momentum of creation, of following that path where you are attracted to the things that you're finding instead of feeling repelled and repulsed by them. And so I want to tell you a story that happened earlier this week, which showed me an example of stepping out of that mode of being in holiday stress. And so something funny happened. I happened to have my cell phone nearby while I was working on my patients. And so I stepped over to the computer to write a few notes, and my phone rang. And because I had a few moments, I decided to pick it up. So usually I keep my cell phone in my private office, and I'm just checking messages during my breaks. And this time I went ahead and I answered it, and I didn't recognize the phone number, but it was the same area code that I had. And the woman on the other side said, "Hi, I am," and I answered it. I said, "Hi, this is Dr. Ghafourpour." So I announced who I was, and she had a little bit of a like, "Who is this?" And she said, "Well, I'm calling back this number because someone from your number called, and so I'm just hitting call back." And I said, "Oh." I said, "Well, that's interesting." I said, "So you're saying someone from my phone number called you?" And she said, "Yes, so I'm just calling you back." And I said, "Oh, it must have been a mistake." And she was a little bit, she sounded a little bit rough around the edges. And she said, "Well, my phone showed me that this number called, and so I just hit reply back, I just called back." So she was a bit on the defensive and was, telling me that I must be wrong because her phone wouldn't lie to her. She missed a call while she was in the grocery store, so she called back and it rang my number. And so I could have gotten on that roll with her. Well, I didn't do it. It must be the cell phone. Boy, Verizon, who knows? I could have gotten indignant. But instead, and I really thought, like, I had that quick temptation to just reply back because she had that tone that she was giving out to me. And instead, in just a split second, I decided to behave differently. And so I started to laugh. And I said, "Well," I said, "you know what? I haven't made a call out from my phone all day today. And it was just sitting here and it rang and it's you. So I guess it must have happened so that you and I could say hello to each other." And she froze and she sort of chuckled. She wasn't quite sure what to make of that, and I just started laughing, and so she started laughing, and I was just like, this isn't the only time that this has happened to me. This happened before. This gentleman called and said, "Hi, I'm calling back the number that just called my phone here," and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, there must be a wrong number. And it was the same story. Well, I hit reply back to the number that showed up on my caller ID. And I said, okay, well, I'm sorry, I didn't make that call, so have a good day. And I thought, why does this keep happening? And so this time I played it differently. So I started chuckling the way I am. And then she started laughing a little bit. She said, yeah, I didn't think there was do I have a doctor in San Rafael? Because that's my cell number, had that San Rafael location announced on her caller ID. And I was like, well, I said, are you looking for a dentist? So we started laughing. But then she said, I needed this. Because here I am shopping and you could hear it in her voice how tense she was and how stressed out she was. And she was picking up on the vibe of everyone around her. And then she was contributing to that vibe. And so, and I got it. And I commented on that. And I was just like, oh, no. We need to interrupt that holiday stress right now. And I said, this is the reason why you got that mistaken call. So we could just wish each other, say hello to one another and have a good laugh. And she just started laughing some more, and she was so appreciative, and I started laughing. It was contagious. It was this laughing going back and forth, and we both said to each other, wow, you just really made my day, thanks a lot. And we said, okay, goodbye, happy holidays. Total stranger. We didn't even, I was the only one that had answered my phone. Hello, this is Dr. Ghafourpour. She didn't tell me what her name was, and that's all right. If she wanted to save my number and look for a dentist, she could do that. It wasn't, So it's just an example. We can choose to step outside of the norm. We can choose to look at any event as something that can help shake us out of the pattern that we might be living. And just because we're here in the holidays, I thought to bring up that as a topic. And I know that it's out there. Oh, thanks for commenting, T. Yeah. It's just helpful to try and find like a pattern interrupt, something that can shake up, the rhythm of whatever's going on, because it's all too easy for us to get sucked into a rabbit hole or to get some tunnel vision and think that, oh no, everything is bad because this is happening in the news and this happened politically and on and on and on and on. And so we do have control over our path. We do have control over how we live our life and the tone that we want to set for each day and how we want to interact with other people. And so that story it just tickled me because, total strangers, none of us even intended on calling one another. And it's not even like we crossed paths in the grocery store together, but somehow I actually reached out to this stranger while she was shopping, and she missed my call, supposedly, a call that I never made. And that's how the universe works sometimes, I think. So I choose to believe it's because I've decided to look for good things happening around me. And that was an opportunity for me. And to be honest, I don't remember exactly what was happening that morning. I think that a patient canceled or didn't show up. And I probably found myself be a little bit stressed out about that because so many people are like, they're pounding on the door. They want to come in. They're calling and they're saying, well, can't you get me in by the end of the year? And we're doing our best and we're like crunching up, so I'm not getting many breaks. And then when somebody doesn't make it for whatever reason, then it feels kind of bad because it's like, oh, we have all these people who would really like this appointment time, and can they get here on time? And if they can't get here in that amount of time and I still want to accommodate them, then I create a little bit more work for myself that way. And I do it because I feel like I want to accommodate people. And again, that's a choice that I'm making. So I could choose not to do that and be able to breathe. And so probably that was like a pause between patients when someone was supposed to have shown up. And then I got to have that call with that patient, with that perfect stranger. So I encourage you to look for ways that you can create a pattern interrupt in your life. Find a way of choosing something other than stress during the holidays, and look for the good cheer and the joy that's out there. Find some laughter with someone, even a perfect stranger, and you'll realize that there's a lot more to life than what could be considered the drudgery or I keep just stress, the stress of having to perform, having to shop for all these gifts that you have on your list of things to do, and the food and the gift tags and the gift wrap and all these other things that need to go on. So just take a moment and pause and take one step at a time, and I think you'll find out that everything is really okay. So thanks so much for being with me here this evening, or on the replay this weekend, or anytime during the week. And I love that you're here with me, and I love that you stop by every now and then. And I'll keep showing up on Friday evenings, even during the holidays. Merry Christmas. And let's see. Okay, here's another. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. Boy, this is going to be fun. Okay. Watch out. Don't have too much sugar like that. Here we go. So join me next week for another edition of Friday Night Live. And I'd love it if you'd share this video with anyone that you know who could benefit from the message here. Share it with your friends. Send a private message, send the link over Messenger, text it to somebody, put it on your timeline. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Darya Ghafourpour, the Gentle Dentist, and you'll get to have more holiday cheer that way. All right, everybody. Thanks again, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.